Hello and welcome to Book 2, Chapter 2 of the Dark Future Dice podcast. My name is Pat and I play DP.
I'm Lindsay and I play Barbora.
And I'm Titus and I'm the referee of this game.
Titus, why don't you give us a recap?
So, you guys had received a folder from Zygoptera, who you discovered is the source for the Daughters of the Storm that had led them to Callista Maddox. You also discovered it is the company that owns all of your company's shares. You had also discovered that the only people that could have possibly given you guys a business license to function within Arcadia were either people on the board of the Arcadia Commission or biotech or petrochem. Inside that folder, there was a list of people that had failed to show up to their jobs over a process of months. Some of them were highlighted because the dates were, they had the same dates. And you also had a advertisement for a mall that was opening up inside the Chromotech Arcology that was dated before the disaster had occurred. Mm. And the last thing was a news article about a Mr. Davis who had killed one of his coworkers, was killed by police, and they had discovered his daughter, Jerica Davis, catatonic, at their apartment. She was taken to Avalon Medical Center, and that she had a brother named Sherman Davis that contended that his father was innocent. You also got into an altercation over some meat with a Mr. Jasper Christmas after you had tried to hard sell him on some pork belly, I believe it was. Yeah.
Even though the hard sell wasn't really necessary.
No judgment here in the recap, just stating facts.
Judgment-free zone.
Judgment-free zone. You can say that, Lindsay, but I'm just stating facts right now. Yeah, and that's where you guys he also asked him about Jerica Davis and the Davis family, and
their
he
location.
Reiterated what was written in the article because he had that. And when I say newspaper, I guess what I mean is a data term, which is just a stand with information inside of it. And you had gotten a hard copy of that article.
Okay, great. Where do we start?
You guys are, I guess, leaving the scene of that meat altercation, and you had been planning to go to Avalon Medical Center, and that is where we are. Yeah. Avalon Medical Center is a short walk from your location.
Okay. Yeah. We were just going to talk to whoever we see in there. Obviously not the catatonic Jerica, but hopefully just meet her brother, Sherman Davis.
Okay, unless anything else wants to happen, we can just move to the medical center.
Yeah.
Inside Avalon Medical Center, you see a hospital that is a little bit overrun at the moment and perhaps understaffed with a lot of patients. You can enter in. There's a bit of a security gate. There's nobody currently positioned there, but there are security scanners that will log your entry. You can also see, just in the crowds and throngs of people, the full effect for the first time of the scrub sickness, which is the contamination that is occurring, that has been, contained, but is still a problem inside the scrub zone of the old arcology. There are people that are shaking uncontrollably.
Oh, God.
And others that have sort of rashes across their skin. And it seems to be kind of degenerating their motor skills. A lot of people are either being, on mobility devices. Some people are completely just left in a sort of a shaking pile on cots. But this seems to be the majority of what the Avalon Medical Center is treating at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can look around to see if you could try to find where, Jerica Davis might be.
Is there like a reception
Yeah,
desk
like a
or
front
something,
desk?
maybe?
There is, yes. It's sort of a triage desk, so
Not the place to be like, hey, I'm looking for my friend.
you could,
Okay.
but yeah, you'll have to see.
Okay, that
Let's
might
try
be
that.
the
You
first
could
place I
also
would start.
you could also just attempt to try to basically use your
Perception.
your eyes, your perception, your awareness.
All right, I'm
notice.
going to do that first. I'm going to roll awareness notice.
Okay.
With my goggles on.
You're gonna zip on your goggles.
Yeah.
That'll be very useful.
Oh, 10.
Oh wow.
Critical.
Okay. Roll it again.
7.
All right then.
Okay.
Good goggles.
Yeah. You spot an area in the hospice care, and you piece together that this is where they would be keeping Jerica Davis. On top of that, you also spot a young man who is near a door, who may be the brother. You see that he's been there, from what you can tell, all night. He's been, he doesn't, and part of the reason why you can sort of piece this together is because he stands out as a person who is not
infected.
not infected or contaminated, whatever you want to call it. He also has 2 suitcases with him. And from your awareness notice, you can tell that he has essentially been living here. There's also a doctor around that's checking into this area. And this area is also being guarded by one petrochem soldier.
Okay. I guess I go up to the brother. What is his name?
Sherman Davis.
Sherman. I go up to Sherman Davis.
No, maybe I go up to Sherman Davis.
Okay, so you're going up to Sherman Davis?
Yes, as a pair.
Yeah, we're going up together.
Okay. He seems like he doesn't really notice you at first. You have to. He's pretty out of it.
Okay. I'm just gonna turn to Barb and say, why don't you take the lead on this one, Barb?
Okay. Sure. So Sherman Davis, is that you?
All right. He turns and looks at you. He looks at you, Barb, and he also sees you, DP.
Yeah.
He also notices your cooler that you have been carrying meat with.
Oh, okay, not that he's actually cooler than me.
Right. No.
I am though.
No.
I
Well, he has a higher
Check the
cool.
points.
He has a higher,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, in game.
And he seems to immediately get upset.
Oh.
And he's like, I've already told you no. What are you doing here?
I go. It's just meat, and I hold up the cooler.
No, you're making already.
And
making it
I
worse.
show him the meat. No, this is to show him this. Hey, we're not. I don't know who you think we're with, but we're just
meat salesman.
meat salesmen, and we're curious. We have
Okay,
a dual purpose.
roll a persuade.
persuade.
Okay. Before I could even finish, we'll see. It's okay. I was going nowhere. 4. Not great, but
All right, he's like, I don't want any meat.
hey, we're not.
Yeah, no,
I'm
no.
not trying. I'm not
Okay,
gonna try and sell you. Don't worry about it.
him. We're not here to sell you meat.
You guys look like Organ harvesters.
Organ harvesters.
Organ harvesters. Oh,
What do
yeah, I
organ
could
harvesters
see.
look like?
I mean, they would have a cooler on them for keeping organs.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad look. Can we get rid
we
of
shoulda-
this cooler?
No, it's a free sample. I'm sorry.
It's exactly a free sample. Let someone else free sample this for now. Like, we need to talk to Sherman here.
There's nowhere to put the meat. I'm sorry. We're just going to have to move on. We're not organ harvesters.
No.
It's
it's
belly.
It's very confusing.
I know. I'm
people
sorry.
have been
understand
trying
now.
to
Yes.
purchase my sister's organs.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. But it's
I'm so
a
sorry.
reality here. And
Look, we got off on the wrong foot. I'm sorry. I'm DP. This is Barb.
Yeah.
and you guys are meat salesmen?
Well, we're a little bit of a lot of things. We're meat salesmen.
We are in the meat.
We also are wanting to provide.
What do you call it? Distribution?
Yes.
That sounds so bad.
We're also helping with the providing some effort to the cleanup.
Yes.
And I'm
With the clean drinking water.
clean drinking water. We're an import and export.
Yes.
And
And we just so happen to be importing and exporting meats
Okay, well,
and clean drinking water.
but what we need
I don't know how. I can't help you guys. I'm completely
Okay,
broke.
so-
I've lost my apartment.
We're not trying to sell you anything. We're just here to ask you some questions about the circumstances of your family tragedy. And I understand that's probably kind of insensitive.
Well, why do you want to know that?
we may have a
A lead on what may
Want
have
some
happened.
meat?
no. Well,
No.
let's say
On the
our
cleanup?
the company that owns our company, a mysterious company.
What?
Hey, it's mysterious to
God.
me too. A mysterious company seems to be connecting our company with Biotechnica, with
Petrochem.
and you seem to be in the middle of this conflict between our company and the cleanup zone. And I think Barb has a better handle on it, so I'm going to let her explain.
Well, I work with, I don't know, like, if I should be telling this information. I don't know.
What can Sherman do?
Oh, I work with an organization of women who,
That information is sensitive, yeah.
yeah. See what I mean?
You can just be vague.
Yeah, I work with an organization that aims to help people in dire situations.
Well, I'm in a pretty dire situation here.
And we want to offer our help. But in order for us to help you, we need to know more information about what happened.
I'm not even sure I really understand what happened. Basically, my life has completely flipped upside down in the last 24 hours here. And I've lost almost everything except my sister. And, well, her condition is strange to say the least. And I may not have her for very long.
I see. So everything that we know about this case, we know from the data term in the articles. Is that your father just randomly attacked your mother and your sister?
No, my mother's been dead for a while.
Oh, right.
I didn't really know her. He allegedly killed one of his coworkers. I wasn't at the scene. I didn't see it happen. I just can't believe that he would have done that.
Right.
So allegedly, who's claiming this?
Yeah, like who would believe this?
The Petrochem soldiers that arrived on the scene, the detective inspector that was in charge of the case, as far as they're concerned, the case is closed. And that means that our benefits will expire, and that means that my sister's not going to be here for very long.
Why? Now, I believe you, right? I believe that there's something more going on here.
Yeah.
But what would they have to gain from faking, or from, I guess,
Framing your father.
Framing your father.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I believe they walked in on a scene that they didn't understand. And I believe they did not
Investigate fully.
And I believe they might have just shot my father reading the scene wrong.
But
They probably just needed a fall guy. And
Your-
it just happened to be your father.
your father worked for Petrochem, am I correct in that?
No, well, indirectly, he was part of the cleanup crew.
Right.
And I guess what was the nature of his work? Was there anything
That he would have come into
yeah.
that sensitive information.
or maybe something unusual that you kind of picked up on that, seemed out of the ordinary for his position?
He didn't mention anything like that. Like I said, he was just part of the cleanup crew. He was in charge of a group. Then he would move into the scrub zone to do decontamination work. If there's anything unusual about this entire case that the detective inspector wants to just ignore, it's the state of my sister.
Right.
And
So how did your sister come to be in this state?
I don't know. The soldiers at the thing just said that they found her in this state, and everyone wants to say that she's catatonic, but she clearly isn't.
so she's not contaminated.
No, she's never worked in the scrub zone, and everyone who's contaminated is shaking like crazy,
Right.
and she's stiff as a board.
And this is also kind of a sensitive subject, and I'm sorry for the cooler again. This is kind of awkward, but what are your sister's symptoms? What do the doctors say? I mean, they say she's catatonic, but what
have
else?
you noticed?
What else is wrong with her?
Listen, are you guys serious that you're here to try to help me? Because
Yes.
I'm desperate right now.
Yes.
I have no other options. If I let you see her, you promise me you're not going to cut her open and put that
my
meat
God.
in her or
Yeah,
something like
yes.
that?
No,
We
I mean,
promise. That's
take a
not
look.
our business.
Take a look at the meat. It's
It's pork belly. Like,
Okay.
It's pretty good pork belly too. I mean,
Stop.
that's beside the point.
Don't
It's beside the
try
point.
to
I have a
sell
new
on-
pride in my work.
pork belly right now.
It's hard to hear that because it's been 24 hours since I had a meal.
Oh, that's.
Well, we got to get you in on some food.
Don't we have some like
Granola or something.
Yeah, we have some granola.
We have some free sample granola.
yeah, here take
Here.
a couple of these.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And you don't even that's not even, a
I'm
promotion.
going to get the doctor
Yeah.
because he has a better idea of her condition. But why don't you go inside to see her?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
We go in there.
Okay, inside the room where Jerica Davis is being kept, you see her for the first time. And you immediately start to notice some things. She is almost completely motionless, with machines helping her breathe. Why don't you roll both of you an awareness notice and tell me where you're...
Oof. 2.
Fumble.
Wow.
Oh, great.
God.
So we noticed nothing.
Yeah. You just notice, I guess, a completely motionless young woman, about 20 years old. Sherman seemed like he was maybe 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really young. Okay.
And then Sherman and the doctor come back into the room. Hello, I'm Dr. Fairlam. Sherman says you guys might be interested in Jerica's condition here.
Yeah.
That's right, doctor. I'm DP. This is Barb.
Yeah.
We are with a company that's name is too complicated to say right now. So
TLB.
Do you mind if I ask what's your interest in this case?
Sure. We're looking to help the people here in the scrub zone with most namely the clean drinking water, but also looking into the arcology and what may have happened there and why there are these mysterious kind of deaths and disappearances happening.
I don't know anything about that, but I can say that Jerica's condition is not related to scrub sickness at all.
No, as
In
we've
fact,
noticed.
other than some very unusual conditions, she's in perfect health.
So what are these unusual conditions? Obviously, she's motionless.
It's not just that she's motionless, it's that her muscles are stiffened in this position. Something that didn't make it into the report but was reiterated to me by the Petrochem soldiers is that she was found standing up.
Really?
Okay.
We've put her into this position as best we could, but
Standing up.
I mean,
What would
her
cause
muscles
it?
are active. In fact, her brain is functioning normal other than the fact that her eyelids are not closing.
Oh, God.
We
Well-
have to administer an eye wash to her basically every hour in order to keep her eyes from drying out. But they are still functioning as well. Like, very slowly, she will start to move her eyes. It's almost imperceptible.
Okay, that's a horrifying nightmare situation to be in.
It's okay, Barb.
And actually, Barb, you feel some kind of cold recognition to this kind of situation that you can't quite place your finger on. But
Okay.
it's a bit of a deja vu moment.
I'm gonna ask Dr. Fairlamp. Does she have any bio, like body modifications or cybernetics or
Yeah. Anything that would affect her brain function?
nano machines or anything installed? Is that what you would say?
Yeah, Jerica Davis has a neuroware processor. She's also fitted with interface jacks and chip lock mechanism. But none of this seems out of the ordinary. From what I understand, she was a bit of a net runner. However, none of those things seem to be affecting her that I can tell. To be honest, we're pretty underfunded here, and a lot of my requests in order to dig deeper into this have been denied because, to put it lightly, the nature of the crime means that their medical benefits with the company are to be suspended. And unfortunately, my time with Jerica will be cut short, and she's going to be taken to the NAVFAC care center basically at midnight tonight.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. That's sooner than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is denying it? Where do you get your funding from?
Oh, for the hospital, or
Yes.
you mean through her for her benefits?
For her benefits.
Yeah.
Her benefits are handled by the head of operations. They work for the essentially for the board of Arcadia in order to set up a private contractor, to do the cleanup work.
Right.
It's there's sort of minimal medical benefits that are
Right.
given to the cleanup workers to handle most
So it's not biochem or anybody like that.
biotechnical.
Biotechnica or petrochem.
I'm in a sort of loose way in that they are the Biotechnica is on the board for Arcadia, but
Okay.
and they do sort of direct, from what I understand, the cleanup crews, but they don't operate them directly.
Right.
Okay. Well, maybe that's our next stop, is the board. Is that even a thing that we can do? Maybe, I guess.
I don't know if there's we could just walk into this private office.
All right. Well,
demanding
I think we should
answers.
first thank you both for your time.
Yeah?
This has been, unless you have any more questions.
I can't really think of anything.
Okay.
Is there anything else? Yes, I'd be happy to help. I really don't want to see Jerica taken to the NAVFAC facility.
Yeah.
Well,
If I'm honest, we've had offers on her organs basically all day, and
It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
gross.
pretty gross.
I guess we can ask, what could we do? What could we do to help buy you some time?
what needs to happen is if any evidence would come forward, helping Sherman's claim that this case is indeed not closed, then it would be under the obligation of the Petrochem militia to keep her safe in order to make sure that she'd basically be treated as material evidence at that point.
Okay.
So we don't need the case closed. We just need it reopened at this point.
Right.
Okay.
The only person that can do that is the detective inspector in charge, Detective Inspector November Higgins.
November Higgins?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we will definitely be having a word with them.
Okay. The other thing is that we, as we said before, we are an import and export, and one of the things that we are importing is clean drinking water. And so maybe we'll touch base again to see if that can help your hospital at all. And we are also doing some work in the cleanup effort. I need to ask you, Titus, what was it called again that we're importing for the cleanup? I can't remember. We minored in that.
Oh, it's just decon.
Just decon.
Decon and salvage.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I tell them that we're involved in that as well.
I see. Well, we certainly could definitely use clean drinking water here in the hospital. And we could definitely come to some arrangement. I don't know if I'm the person to speak to directly, but I could certainly...
Well, take my card.
Yeah.
And get the person who
whoever,
who I should talk
the
to
director
in
of the hospital,
in contact with me.
Yeah.
I have to say, though, that we don't have a lot of extra funding
Yes.
in order to purchase this drinking water.
Right.
So hospital will work out something.
We'll work something out.
We'll work out something where it's not unlucrative for us, but not.
But
We'll
not overcharged.
Cut you a deal, I guess, basically.
Okay, well, if the two of you get hurt, ask for me, I guess. I'd be happy to look into your cases, and we could certainly find you guys a better price, and maybe that's how the arrangement can occur. That's a little insensitive for us to be talking business in front of this
I know.
grieving boy.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Jerica can
yeah.
hear every word, I'm assuming.
I mean,
that is the assumption that we're working on, is that, yes, indeed, Jerica's senses are still active.
Okay, I kind of get close to the bed and I go over to her and I say, "We're gonna do you some justice, Jerica. Don't worry, we're on this."
Okay.
Even if you can't hear me.
okay, and I guess we say goodbye to everybody, and
we
I do hand Dr. Fairlam my card with my number on it.
The anime girl.
With my, I tell him ignore.
He doesn't. Yeah,
Ignore
I guess
that.
he doesn't really think about it much.
I also hand Sherman that card with my number on it.
He's gonna walk out with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were walking out of the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
And okay, so I say to Sherman, I'm not sure. We can't make any promises. We're new
just
here.
Kind of went up to my sister and made her a promise.
That was Barb.
That was Barb. What?
That was ill-advised.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it in our power to do something about this.
Yes.
Right?
Right. I mean, is there anything I can do? I would do anything to help my sister.
Can you visit your father?
No, he's dead.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
I'm a little
Hello.
concerned that maybe you're not
Getting
fully absorbing
yeah.
the details of my case here.
You know what? I honestly was briefed by it not long ago, but it feels like almost 2 months ago or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Somehow.
Right.
Somehow it feels like a month
Do you
ago.
want me to recap the details of my case here? So just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Sure, Sherman.
Okay. So me, Sherman, it's just telling you that what has happened was my father was killed by the Petrochem soldiers because they thought he was apparently viciously murdering a coworker of his in our apartment. They were called in, they shot my father, and they found my sister in this state.
What happened to the coworker? Are they dead?
Yeah, they were
okay.
dead when the soldiers arrived.
So there's basically no witnesses to this crime.
The Petrochem soldiers, no, not to the actual crime. No.
Not to the actual crime, but the crime scene was witnessed by the Petrochem soldiers and this lead detective, Mr. November. Is that what it was?
Not a Mister,
No,
but yes.
Sorry,
November.
Detective November
Detective Inspector November Higgins, yes.
November Higgins.
Detective Inspector November Higgins.
Yeah. You could just call her November if it's
Yeah.
easier. Yeah. If she had a portrait, that would be the name on it. But anyway, yes, she didn't witness any of this. She signed off on it. She was
okay.
she was the
She was
one-
not even at the crime scene.
She may have visited the crime scene in her investigation, but she arrived after the fact and was given the details by the petrochem soldiers.
Okay.
She also interviewed me, and she seemed to be ignoring some things that I mentioned. One thing that I don't think I've made clear is like, here, he shows you a picture of his sister when she was moving around. And what you see is someone who looks almost unrecognizable in her style and her hair. He's like, she never wore makeup. She never did her hair like that. It was always just in a loose kind of afro. She looks completely different. I've never seen her like that.
Like she is
Really?
now?
Like
Or
she is
like
now.
She is now. It's completely different.
I almost didn't recognize her.
Oh, man. So the last thing I want to ask is, what was your sister in?
Yeah, what was she like? What was she doing before the incident? Do you know?
Yeah, well, I don't really, and you can kind of sense that he doesn't really want to talk about it.
Okay, I'm going to
So
roll.
you could try to
Yeah, roll a
persuade him, but
persuade.
I'm going to need you to say something.
Okay,
too.
I'll say something
Yeah.
first. All right. So, Sherman, you asked how you could help. And this is how. We need any information you can give us on what your sister was up to. And now, apparently, she was in some net running. And if she was somehow involved in anything suspicious, that could be some kind of
A
clue that we can work from.
Okay, roll.
4.
It's okay. That was it wasn't a high one. That was a pretty good reason. Yeah, she was a net runner. She wanted to get into basically hacking. She didn't really have like a job, but she was making money on the side, getting information, entering data fortresses. And she didn't really mention any of her jobs to me. The only thing kind of out of the ordinary that I can think of was, I don't know, it's weird. It probably has nothing to do with this, but she said that she was just having strange dreams before the incident.
Dreams. Did she ever describe to you what they were?
It had to do with the ruins. The ruins and falling apart or being put back together. It didn't make any sense to me.
Is there specific ruins you're referencing, or?
The arcology ruins.
Arcology.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She seemed really drawn to that place. I mean, she never actually went there, but she kind of intimated to me that there might be something weird about it, something to do with the net and it, but I don't really understand that stuff. And it seemed weird because she never went there, and we sort of saw what it did to our dad. And I should mention, my dad does have a criminal record, so don't be surprised when the detective inspector tries to bring that up. But I tell you, he was a completely changed man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any recent employer? Like, what was the most recent job do you remember Jerica telling you about for her? Like you said, she did little bits of hacking here and there for random people, and
She never really talked about it much. I mean, we were close, but
no recent thing that sticks out before she started talking about these dreams. No.
I think that she was kind of between jobs, and it seemed like she was scratching around looking for something. We were living with our dad. So, I mean, there was no immediate urgency on the money.
Okay.
We've lost that apartment, though.
Right.
It's another thing. You won't find a crime scene. They've already evicted us.
Hey. Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, Sherman-
Do you need somewhere to stay, Sherman? Other than here?
I can't ask you guys for that, but
Yeah, of course you can. We have space on the ship, and
Okay.
the what about the office?
It's an office.
Yeah, it's not much better. Maybe the ship would be better.
you also have a hotel room that you don't use.
Yeah, you can give him that.
But it's, it's a perk.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Kidding me?
I'm joking.
You were like, "I'll never sleep there," is what you said.
all right.
No. I'm not. It's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
I forgot about the hotel room. To be
Yeah, we're
honest.
giving Sherman the hotel room, right?
I'd like to be somewhere where I could help out. I mean, so
I honestly think
The ship will be better.
the ship.
'Cause
If
we
you
are
want to be
doing
somewhere where you can help
decon
out,
there.
I don't know that
Yeah.
we're going to spend too much time at the hotel.
No.
We'll
the
go
ship
back
doesn't
there.
have that much room on
no.
it. You could
Oh,
find.
man.
You could sleep in the office. What?
I'm just like enjoy hanging out with Sleazy Chan and Alloy Knight.
yeah.
Go
You
go
can
ahead. You
stand
want to
that.
try and sleep in the
I
office?
don't know if that's more of a punishment than anything.
All right. So I say,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
I say, you know what? We have an office space. It is dangerous. I'm not gonna lie. We are a magnet to trouble, and
But we
there
are.
are
It is in the thick of the action, so
there are two pretty intense characters that spend all their time there. So you might have to get used to them. I guess I hand him my card again. Oh, I never did in the
Yeah,
first
you
place.
just
Hand him
hand
my
him the
card and I write the address on it.
The
It's on
card
it.
has the address
Yeah.
on it. It doesn't
I
have
write
your
my
phone
number. I write my
Yeah.
number on it.
Okay, sure.
And I of course scratch out the mistake on my
Dr. Pupper.
Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I make it Dr. Pepper.
Okay. It's
Okay.
kind of a matte finish, so
Yeah,
it's a little
easy
tough.
to do.
But that would be the whatever finish, the
gloss,
shiny, the
yeah.
gloss. Yeah. No, it's easy. I said matte, so yeah, you could do
you
it.
could easily do it.
Tried to be a dick there, but I take it back. You can do it. Yeah. All right. So you send him back to TLB LTD,
Yeah,
import and export.
we're gonna call them. We're gonna call the headquarters.
Give them a heads up.
And we'll give them a heads up of Sherman. I also want to talk to Alloy Knight about looking into this file.
Okay. He's like, I'm gonna talk to Dr. Fairland one more time just to make sure that it's okay for me to leave and that he'll make sure that nothing happens to my sister while I'm away. But if you guys are serious about helping, then I want to be a part of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So then I'm gonna call Alloy Knight on my briefcase.
Mhm.
So sit down on like a bench outside or something.
Yeah.
And I ring him up. Ring, ring, ring.
Hey.
Hi, it's DP.
Hey. It's Alloy Knight.
Cool. How are things going over at head office?
It's pretty good. Barb's sister came by. She wanted to help out. I didn't get her doing any serious net running, but we were kind of looking into things, and she's been pretty helpful. That's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Barb's
Think
sister. You can trust her.
Yeah.
It meant more like, is it okay that she's like doing this stuff?
Doing what stuff?
You know, the stuff like the going on the net and like getting information that maybe some people would be upset if we had. And
It's fine. I mean, it's
Well,
there's gonna be lots of that. I'm
there's
sure.
gonna be lots of that.
okay, well, we have a pretty solid file on Zygoptera that we put together.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
we've been
great.
working pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean,
so it'd be really cool if she stuck around and helped, because
Yeah, if you need it, then
I could kind of show her some stuff.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have that file, and it would be nice, I guess, maybe touch base because there's some more stuff we could look into. But I wanted to know what you guys thought was maybe like priority or what was more important. But we could wait on that or whatever.
We are gonna come back, but we might make a couple stops first.
Couple, yeah.
A couple stops.
Probably.
So how long's? Is there like a time I should expect you?
No,
Should I put on some
no
food or some coffee? Or...
Oh man, food or coffee.
Remember when we used to eat noodles? It's kind of changed, right? Like,
What is it? Like
It's not like
pizza now?
yeah. Well, it's like pretty good food. It's fresh food.
Yeah.
We got that
Okay.
freezer
yeah.
installed, so it's just like decent. Anyway,
I mean,
is there anything else?
do you want me to
or-
pick up some noodles? You sound nostalgic or something.
No, fuck that.
Okay, all right.
We burned our bridge with the noodle shop. I don't know what you're talking about. We're not getting noodles.
What
Don't
happened with the
worry
noodle
about it.
shop?
Oh,
No,
don't
you
worry.
can't.
Yeah, he can't
hear.
hear
her.
that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Barb's just, yeah, it's fine. We are going to make a couple stops. I think it'll be a couple hours at max, So expect us back then. Also, expect a young gentleman named Sherman Davis. He will be
joining
stopping
us.
by. So if he buzzes and he said, you hear Sherman Davis, you can let him in. He's going to be staying with us for a while. He's kind of involved in this whole mess and he's going to help us out.
Cool.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I wanted to know is if you can look into anything to do with his sister, and her name is Jerica Davis.
Sure. Yeah.
She was apparently a netrunner, so maybe you can find some evidence of her and the kind of things that she was net running, and maybe track down
What she was doing last.
what she was doing last. I guess the last thing she worked on is kind of what we're looking for, and
It would be pretty difficult because she'd definitely have like a netrunner handle rather than use her
Real name.
unless she was like amateur, but I don't think
No,
she's
yeah.
like probably
so if
it's like
Sherman,
the first thing you kind of know is like don't use like your real name.
right? If Sherman, maybe we can just ask him real quick what their handle was, what her handle was.
I don't know if he'd know.
Well, if he comes by, ask him about the handle,
Yeah.
her handle, and
So
that
Sherman comes by, ask him about Jerica's handle.
Jerica's
Yeah.
handle.
Yeah.
In the meantime, look
Yeah.
into the case of their father's death and also accused murder. He was accused of murder. His name is Davis something. What's his first name? Lindsay? Barb? Do you remember the father's name?
I was this is Titus talking. I was hoping this wasn't going to come up because I don't know if I remember his first name. But anyway, his first name, Davis.
Yeah.
yeah.
Look into the Davis murder
case.
The
Yeah,
Davis
murder
case.
case.
Do you want me to
see if you can find anything unusual.
do you want me to like dig or just like look?
Ooh.
Just
Cuz like that stuff would be in the Petrochem Defense Force data fortress, and
Well,
I think it's more important that we get Jerica's information.
just look for now.
Just look.
just look.
And we may have to
Okay.
dig deeper later.
later.
There
yeah.
the only thing may be that article, but I will try to do some kind of library search on the Davis family and see if I can come up with anything. And if Sherman's here, I could probably ask him,
Yeah.
see if he's get some more stuff. Okay, cool. Is that it?
Cool.
So see you guys in a couple hours.
Couple
Yeah.
hours. Yep.
All right. Take
Okay.
care of yourselves.
Yeah. You too, Alloy.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So
So where are we headed then?
first thing, I got to get rid of this meat.
Oh my god.
And then
That might be the hardest thing we do.
no, it won't be too hard, Barb. Okay. So look, just to clear the air, right? I kind of lost it back there. I'm a little sorry about the meat thing. I screwed up. I can admit that. I'm not really used to having to sell things that are really people want.
Okay.
So,
So
look,
do you have any ideas of how we're gonna get rid of this meat?
I'm gonna let you do the talking. Is my idea,
Sure.
and
I'm probably not gonna be as effective as you, the fixer corporate here.
all right, fine, I'll try. I'm just gonna go up to a place, and I'm just gonna say, hey, here's a free sample.
Would you be interested in having
Here's our
us
card. If it works out,
provide your meat?
yeah, that kind of thing.
That's all you need to say.
I know. I'm just gonna do that. That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Look, I can't afford to screw this up again. Okay, this whole
No.
business. I haven't told you this, but the people that I'm working for right now, they have my mother. They say
Like,
they're taking
hostage or
They say they're taking care of her, air quotes, but I don't trust these guys, and I know that what taking care of her means. It means that they'll watch her and give her a place to stay and everything until I fuck up, which I've already done once with fucking Christmas guy, and I'm not gonna do it again. Okay.
Okay.
This business is working. Hell or high water. All right.
Okay.
Okay, Barb.
So where should we go then?
I mean, well, we should just walk towards the detective.
You can't.
You can't.
We can't.
It's on NAVFAC, so you have to take a boat.
Oh,
Yeah.
because that's the other place we want to go is
Yeah.
talk to that person. Okay, well, I'm gonna do another roll and see if there is a restaurant or deli, or there wouldn't be a deli.
It wouldn't be a deli.
No.
No, there's not enough.
I'm gonna
fresh meat.
do a roll and see if there's a restaurant that I can drop off this
So
meat
are
on.
you street dealing?
Street deal, yeah.
Street dealing. So you're trying to get like information about where you could sell this meat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Ideally, the competitor to Mr. Christmas is
The
Jasper
competitor
Christmas
to the
is-
noodle shop.
Yes.
Mm.
It's a 2.
It's a 2.
Oh my god.
So I guess you have no idea where to sell this meat.
I don't want to carry this thing around.
I'm so sick of this meat being a problem already.
I mean, to be fair, like, it was that specific instance of being in a hospital with a meat cooler, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not really going to be the same if you go to a police station with a meat cooler. People will ask questions, but they won't assume the worst. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right,
Let's just
we
take
go.
it with us.
Fine.
We're gonna take a boat to Navac.
You going to take your boat?
Is my boat nearby?
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
are just,
Parked.
yeah. You guys are just,
We
like
might as well
one
go back.
road away.
Might as well
Okay.
go back to home base, I guess. Then.
It is where the boat is.
Yeah,
You could
so-
take a ferry boat, too. There are
Well, we
also
can drop
ferry
off the
boats.
meat there too. That's
Yeah.
nice. So we'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we walk back there.
Okay. So back at TLB LTD. Okay, so
So-
there's a bunch of peeps back at home base.
Wow. Okay. Sherman's fast. I guess we did. we
Sherman's
did argue a
fast.
lot.
Yeah.
No, he's like, you are both walking from the same place and he left before you.
I thought he went back and talked to the doctor.
Oh, yeah, I guess he did. But I'm assuming that was about this
Yeah.
the,
Yeah,
the
the
amount of the phone
fast.
call that you made.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was probably like you guys were probably just walking right behind him.
There's a
very
guy
awkwardly.
named Sherman. He's coming by
Yeah.
as he walks by.
As he
he's like,
walks.
All right. Oh, hey,
Hey.
"Hey,
says everyone.
Sleazy Chan's not here."
No.
Oh,
Where's Sleazy
I'm gonna ask
Chan?
Ale. Where's Sleazy Chan? Yeah.
Have you haven't talked to her?
No.
No.
No, I haven't talked to her either.
Oh, that's cool. Did she say anything before last time you saw her?
She just, well, we kind of talked because she was like, okay, I guess I'm going to go off, try to find someone to sell this food to. Because
Right.
that was what we said we should do. So
More
then-
challenging than you might think, Alloy. But
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay. I don't know. I guess she probably felt a little weird about it, but she didn't say anything. And that's, yeah, she just took a lot of meat and food. And
Does she have a cell phone? I can't.
yeah, she does.
Okay, I'm gonna call her.
Okay.
Yeah. Beep boop bop boop beep.
Okay, you bust out your briefcase cell phone and you call Sleazy Chan. There's a couple of rings, and then the message service starts. And it goes something like, "Hey, it's me, Johnny Bronzefinger, and this is a celebrity message service. You can get your celebrity message service
Oh my God.
at local retailers. There are free version and paid version. Free version has small advertisements. Anyway, let me tell you about my concert dates.
Oh my God.
Does this
Here
thing
they are.
get to like the message part?
Yeah.
Or?
After, I talk about my new album.
Oh, he's talking to me now.
Not really. I just anticipate what complaints people might have and get on top of them.
Okay.
A lot of people say my new album is copy of Johnny.
I'm just gonna go ahead
Johnny
and hang up.
Silverfinger.
I'm gonna hang up.
on that.
Okay, bye. No, he didn't say that. 'Cause, yeah.
Okay, so she's not answering her cell phone.
That's worrying.
Oh, that's weird.
That's pretty worrying. Definitely concerned a bit about Sleazy Chan. We gotta
Try to
plow
keep
forward.
pressing on,
I
though.
know. Yeah, like keep
Should
an
be
eye
fine.
out.
It's not like we have any enemies out there right now. So
We have a lot of
I
enemies,
mean,
Alloy.
keep your eyes peeled. We got.
You can't be this naive.
well, I mean, we just got here.
Yeah, but word travels,
under
you know.
strange circumstances, Alloy.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
you
kind of
gotta
worried
remember
about
that.
her now.
I mean,
You
so
should
yeah,
be.
so am I. Yeah.
Well, should I go look for her?
No.
Where would you start?
You stay at base.
We'll look.
Just do what you can about what we asked you to do about
Yeah.
Jerica
Okay.
and her file.
So I'm a little confused because you said that it'd be a couple hours and then we'd do the
I know.
presentation, but you're here
You know, I
now.
thought we were gonna find a place to drop off this damn meat, but I
couldn't
was so
find it.
excited about the meat, and now
Yeah.
it's fine. We thought we had a couple of stops, but turns out the place we're gonna go into, it's got we got to take a boat.
Boat access.
So yeah, I put away the meat in the cooler in like a
You
fridge.
can't
or something.
refreeze it, so
No,
but you could
it's in the
fridge it.
It's in the fridge. I guess we're having pork belly at some point. All right.
So excited about that.
So I asked Alloy if he wants to show us what they found.
Okay, yeah. So you want us to go through the Zygoptera file
Yeah.
with you then? Okay, we'll sit down, go to the board meeting.
Yeah.
We'll get out the old slideshow. Maybe talk a little bit about them. And Roxandra, she can help a little. We have found a few things on them. One of them is their sort of public corporate report that explains what the company is. We also found some known projects that they're a part of. Something interesting kind of history of the Arcadia Initiative and their role in it. We also found out some stuff about their data stream usage. And the last thing we did was, and this was kind of like Roxandra's idea, was we kind of cleaned out their trash bin on in their corporate file, and we found some interesting missives in there. But we'll start with I guess just sort of their corporate report. Their official title is Zygoptera Expeditionary Research. Shane Deacon is the managing director, and DP, you can make a street deal roll on the name Shane Deacon.
A 4.
Okay, it's enough for you to know that there was a sort of famous Shane Deacon who was a mid-sized fixer climbing the ranks of the Night City gang a couple years back, but it seems unusual that this corporate managing director would be the same Shane Deacon. So their official purpose is to gather research data and specimens and assisting research operations for the Arcadia Initiative. Exploring the ruins of the Chromatech disaster, creating and maintaining mobile research stations to gather data and specimens, locating and recovering artifacts from the disaster site, transferring all data and artifacts to the Damsel Mobile Research and Development Laboratory. They're equipped for biohazard and decon, and they work directly with the project director. They're owned by Hillman and Stern Holdings. There's 15 explorers, 30 technicians, a really small operation, but they do have a submarine, a land crawler, a few aerodynes, and some company vehicles.
Wow.
So the thing that I was talking about the power structure of the Arcadia initiative is basically when we were in San Diego in February of 2020, the project was known as the Chromotech disaster cleanup efforts.
Right.
And that had, the board of directors, the Petrochem militia was directly underneath them, the head of operations was directly underneath them, and then the research head was sort of at the bottom of the pile,
Right.
and Zygoptera worked directly with the research head.
Okay.
But the last sort of corporate quarterly in June 2020, well, the project has been rebranded the Arcadia Initiative. And the research and head of operations has been folded into the position of project director, and they answer directly to the board now. So essentially, someone from the bottom of the pile, the research head of the old cleanup operations, is now on the same level as the Petrochem militia,
Wow.
dealing with different things. And Zygoptera is still working directly under them.
So they're pretty powerful then.
They would be,
Arcadia.
yeah. I mean, from what I understand and from what it seems like, they run the sort of operations and direct the Arcadia initiative, and the Petrochem militia is handling defense and policing.
Yeah. Okay.
So whatever happened between the time that we were in San Diego to now, basically the old head of operations got taken out, and the research head is basically in charge of everything.
Okay.
Other
Wow.
than, of course, the Petrochem militia and defense. And Zygoptera works directly under them, and we work directly, I guess, under them.
It's very possible that we are being manipulated and being used inadvertently as tools by Zygoptera.
To find out more about
Well,
the arcology.
No, to benefit them somehow.
Yeah, like
I mean,
the more
like
we know, the more they will know, right?
They kind of tipped off, the Daughters of the Storm about Callista Maddox, and after that, the dust settled on that whole debacle, which they kind of ignited the fuse on. It's now they now seem to climb the ranks in the efforts of cleaning up this. So it could be because of money, but it could also be because maybe they have
Information.
Maybe they have altruistic reasons to be the heads of the research into the arcology disaster area, but I don't trust any corporation.
So the known projects that we know that they've worked on, the ones that they've reported anyway, are the Arcadia monitoring stations. They've been setting up monitoring stations across all of the Arcadia Channel Islands and also inside the disaster scrub zone in order to monitor various things like soil samples and plant and insect life. They worked with sort of not a lot of information on this, but there was a NAVFAC prisoner sleep study that has been conducted. They also do citizen interviews where they are just sort of interviewing people about various things and collecting data from that. And they also monitor the arcology's stability because, again, it's been kind of raised from a destroyed thing and brought up to the surface again. So they kind of check on all of that.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of all this, Barb?
I just see another kind of shady corporation gathering data on the people that they, I don't know, helped oppress. Like,
This
that's
Shane,
what I see here.
This Shane Deacon, I recognize that name. That's a very
Prominent
famous,
figure?
prominent figure in Night City. He's a fixer, got into some, the underground in the Night City, and I don't know what. Maybe it's the Shane Deacon, but it'd be weird for him to be the managing director. So that's fucking weird. But I mean, everything to do with Zygoptera is weird. So
it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way we could find out more about Shane Deacon?
Sure, but we still got some more to get through here.
Okay.
The data stream, for instance, there's massive amounts of data that are collected on these monitoring stations across the islands. More data than any of the current data fortresses on the islands could handle, in fact.
Oh.
So the data must be being cycled, collected, sent, and then deleted, then filled up again.
Right.
And it must be being collated somewhere else.
Off-site.
Yeah. There is construction currently of fiber optic cables to connect all of the Channel Islands and the disaster site. And it looks like the hub of all that cabling system is just offshore here in Avalon.
Okay.
There also seems to be, a consistent drop in all data stream usage. Sometime between the times of midnight and 8 a.m.
Really?
Every night. These data streams are basically being filled to the brim to the point where it doesn't even make sense that any of this stuff could be being collected anywhere. And then it all drops off for 8 hours.
So it's like a mass kind of delete or something?
No, it just isn't being sent anymore.
Shane, you said something about your sister, Jerica.
Sherman?
Sorry, I said Shane.
Yeah.
It's like Shane. Shane Deacon.
Different person.
Yeah.
Sherman, you said something about your sister, Jerica, having dreams about the archaeology ruins.
Right.
Yeah.
Would
Alloy,
this be happening
do you know
at the same
anything
time?
about that happening to netrunners? Maybe something going wrong while they're jacked in, and that causes you to...
Have
what would cause you to
psychological
have...
effects
Yeah, to dream
like
about
that?
that. I hear this, that they shut down any kind of data... what did you call it again?
Data stream.
Data stream. Sorry, tech is not my thing.
That's fine.
Data streams on the way to... going in and out of there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's for a
Maybe that was
reason. Maybe they're
affecting-
maybe they're using people to find something in there that, I don't know.
This is a stretch, but there's something to it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Basically, a bunch of unformed thoughts.
Or like
I'm
data,
spewing them
I
out
mean.
to you to see if anything hits, Alloy.
I'll look into it. I'll see if any netrunners have been reporting anything strange about dreams or...
It's nothing like that's happened to you.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you're a pretty clean net runner, in and out. That's your kind of way of going, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Do a lot of groundwork and I'll just wait till that train passes.
Don't worry
That's the
about
data
it.
stream.
That's the data. Yeah, don't worry.
Ripping and making sounds.
It's probably a hover car or something.
It's like the loudest.
Aerodyne. They're called aerodynes.
Yeah, I knew that.
Where were we? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't-
I mean, I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't been in too deep with the sort of netrunners, talking with them. I've been kind of busy here, but I could look into it.
See what
I
you
could
can
ask
find
questions.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last thing, again, props to Roxandra for figuring this out, but found a couple messages that were in their trash bin.
Oh.
That they forgot to delete, and I flagged two of them as being kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is from Shane Deacon to all teams, essentially like a memo that goes across
Yeah.
the entire
Company.
and it was sent about a week ago at around 10 p.m. The subject is nanomachine enzyme A95, and Deacon says, Reminder to all that A95 was not recovered, in quotes, in February of this year. It was created, in quotes, by Biotechnica. Don't make that mistake again.
The nano
Machine
enzyme was not recovered.
It was
On what
created
date?
February.
February of this year
February of this year. It was
2020.
created in February of this year?
by
By
Biotechnica.
Biotechnica. So they're trying to take credit for something that they didn't do? Is that what's happening?
The nanomachine
Maybe.
enzyme is what's sort of changed the course of the cleanup operation. It's when you see that purple dust being dropped from the sky and bubbling up, that's the nanomachine enzyme.
That seems like
Yeah,
they're
that's
trying to
fishy.
take credit.
They're trying to take credit for something.
Instead of, stealing the technology, it's theirs now.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, or it was just a mistake. People make mistakes all the time. I'm gonna go with the shitty one though.
I'm gonna go with this is sketchy.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys don't know anything. I mean, because that kind of coincides with like the whole thing that went down in San Diego.
With Callista?
Yeah.
What? I mean, we had some of them. We had some stuff with the biohazards.
Right. We did have those
symbols.
canisters.
We had all kinds of
that
all
we
kinds of
found
junk
with
that we
Callista.
thought was going to be real important, and
Yeah, I guess we never had
Didn't
a
get
chance
to
to
take
to
a
look
look at
through
any
that
of those,
stuff.
so
Yeah.
So we don't even know what that was.
that could be the stolen technology for the enzymes. But who knows? Yeah, I'm not really sure what that's about yet.
And the last thing was just a message correspondence that happened today at 7 a.m. between Shane Deacon and someone just called the Lab Rat.
Lab rat.
Okay.
The subject is TLB and the DOTS.
Jesus Christ.
The DOTS. Do you know what that stands for?
It's like possible that it's Daughters of the Storm.
Daughters of the Storm.
That's kind of why we flagged it.
Yeah. What
Cool.
did that message say?
So it's a series of messages, like a message chain.
Right.
So I'll just go through it,
Sure.
So Deacon says, I've sent the dossier as you requested. For the record, I think going through them is a mistake. This is what Zygoptera was created for. Labrat responds, it's like we agreed. The PCDF has to unravel this from the inside. We can't be the ones to find it, whatever it is. Deacon says, but why use them? Labrat, don't forget what they did for us in SD. We owe them everything. Deacon, we owe them nothing. They got lucky. Labrat, we need a little luck right now. Deacon, luck runs out eventually. You trust too easily. You are wrong about them. You'll see. Labrat, like I was wrong about you? Deacon, play fair. Labrat, do they have everything they need to enter the SC? How's their hazmat and decon? Deacon, decent. They are bringing in equipment through the company. What if they do something stupid and try to go in alone? Labrat, hopefully they are smart enough to convince the DI to accompany them. They should be looking for evidence that the case is still open. Deacon, what if they don't? Labrat, you'll figure something out. You always do. Deacon, what if there's nothing there? What if it's just a meaningless, reoccurring nightmare? Labrat, we've been through this. She doesn't dream. That's an oversimplification of a very complicated process. Deacon, whatever, I don't pretend to understand the science behind it. I call it dreaming. Labrat, if there's nothing there, then it's business as usual. We should be more worried if there is something there. Then the algorithms are all wrong. What else have we been letting slip through the cracks? What else is she capable of predicting? Deacon, either way, we will know if we were right to trust the DOTS. They are willing to work with the DI and go into the SZ for Sleeping Beauty. Then we know they are useful to us. And you are right. If not, then we should discard them, and I was right. Consider it a test. Labrat, I prefer to call it an experiment. Speaking of which, I have to go back to my cage and spin my wheel. Deacon, I wish you wouldn't use that terrible handle they gave you. They should treat you with more respect after everything you have accomplished and endured. Labrat, I've embraced it. I think it's a good fit, a sacrifice to the altar of scientific process. I think it describes me adequately enough. Will you be home for dinner? Deacon, it depends on them. I hope so. Labrat, I'll wait for you. Good luck out there.
Wow. Okay.
It's a lot to parse.
Yeah.
There are a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of code names in here.
DI
DI.
stand for detective.
Detective?
Maybe?
Inspector? I think.
Inspector detective.
Sleeping Beauty, I think, is Jerica.
Yeah.
And they're talking about dreaming. And that's...
That's interesting.
If you want me to go through any of those parts again, just ask, but...
The only thing here, and then there's SC, Salvation, maybe, what
SZ?
Is it SZ?
See?
Mm-hmm.
Salvation Zone.
Salvation Zone, maybe?
Or another type of zone that starts with an S, possibly?
Safety Zone.
Safety Zone?
Scrub Zone.
Scrub Zone, that's right.
Scrub Zone, yeah.
That's right,
Not Salvation
Scrub Zone.
Right.
Okay,
So
so
they
then...
want us to go into the Scrub Zone to find something for them. It's not clear what.
Then there was something at the beginning that I just would like you to go back over, where they said something about has to be found out from the inside.
From us.
It's like we agreed the PCDF has to unravel from the inside.
PCDF has to
We can't be the ones to find it, whatever it is.
Petrochem
DF.
DF.
Data Fortress?
Data Fortress?
Maybe something like that. Fuck, I
Has
don't
to
know.
unravel from within.
I mean, make a street deal, I guess.
Yeah,
or
sure.
if you have any kind of streetwise. I mean, actually, this would just be common knowledge.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to make you roll it. I mean, Petrochem Defense Force.
Petrochem Defense Force.
Okay.
Okay, so the Petrochem Defense Force has to unravel from the inside. That they can't be the ones to find it.
We can't be the ones to find
Yeah,
it.
as in that's what I mean. Zygoptera can't be the ones to find it.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's the question of who is Labrat, and then there's also a lot of talk of she can't predict this, she can't predict that. Don't forget what they did for us in
We owe them everything.
San Diego. We owe them everything. Labrat
Is Labrat Callista?
could be Callista. I don't know though. Labrat. I mean, Callista could also be the person that they're talking about a lot. But I kind of have a hunch that is actually Jerica.
Yeah. She's like making some sort of weird predictions through her dreams or something.
But yeah, it also could be Callista. They also could be talking about Callista.
Yeah.
But Labrat could be Callista. There's a lot of questions still. That's where we are. Okay.
All I could really gather from this is that we are pawns that they're using to get information.
They seem to. I mean, they seem to owe us. I think Shane Deacon needs to shut up a little bit.
He's a bit up his own ass.
You know, I don't like the idea that a bunch of people are watching or observing everything that we do and judging how well we do it
without lifting a finger.
Okay. Yeah, in the game.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you. This is crucial evidence right here.
Yeah,
this is what we were looking for. Thank you, Alloy.
Thank you, Alloy, and
thank you, Roxandra. We may have to come back to this as we learn more. We definitely have to check out.
This definitely
this
confirms my
detective.
suspicions, though. And yeah, we need to talk to this detector
And
detective inspector.
I mean, at this point, it's kind of concerning because they obviously want us to go into the scrub zone, and that I don't like feeling like we're some kind of pawns and just following their wishes, but we're gonna have to go to the scrub zone, you know. Cool.
So I guess what should we do? What should we be doing?
Yeah, what's our end game here? Do we want Zygoptera to like?
I mean, I guess I meant more as just like me, Alloy Knight, your sister Roxandra, and Sherman. People here while you guys are out there. I mean, we were hoping, I guess, for some direction on maybe some stuff we could look into.
Right. Well, Jerica's most importantly, like finding out what she was up to, finding out her handle, and maybe seeing if there's some trace of her activities.
Sherman's like, I don't know what her handle was.
Yeah.
And
I didn't
What about any
expect you to.
friends that she might have had that might know it?
if she had those friends, she would have talked to them in the face, which is the interface, which is read that in the book. It's a,
Oh, you're too excited.
it's
about that.
like I'm just trying to drop in some of the like slang, but I feel like I then have to explain what it is
What it
because
is.
no one
So
will know what I'm talking
you're
about.
not
But
quite
Go with the
dropping
common
it.
ones
Yeah.
like jacked in and
yeah,
no, in the face.
she
Well,
would have had like I don't know that
You
she
wouldn't
would
know them.
meet those net running friends in person.
is there certain like
Is there like a chat room? Or
Yeah,
like a
that's
place
what I
where
was
they'd hang
thinking.
out?
Yeah, I mean I could look into that for sure.
Okay.
We could look into a chat room.
and maybe we can kind of backwards engineer what her handle is from there and find
Yeah.
by the kind of
Communication she's had. or
any leads
messages.
that Sherman might give us on what she was working on. Maybe if anyone mentions that in like a chat room or something like that, basically.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. We'll check out the chat rooms in the area. I guess it's the net, but so I'm not sure that the area would make sense.
Reply.
Any ones that would be
Yeah.
popular, we'll ask around. And yeah, I mean, we have Sherman here, so we can try to figure it out.
Okay.
Anything else we could do? There's two of us, so we could. I'm not going to send Roxandra
Alone.
into any data fortresses, so she
No.
could be handling the chat room thing. They might be
Sure.
a little more willing to talk to someone younger, but is there anything that should we be digging deeper, or are we worried that this could be traced back to us?
I think we did say something about checking out
Petrochem.
the murder of
Yeah. The
Sherman's
murder.
father.
Yeah.
So take a look at that. I think that's it. That's all you can do for now.
Yeah.
Okay, if you think of anything, I guess get
I'll
in
give you a
touch with
call.
us. And if you hear from Sleazy Chan, I guess just get her to call me.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
I
something you
know-
could do.
Yeah.
Try and
Try and
look
field
into-
any calls or find out
If
what
you have
she's
any
up
extra
to.
time, figure out where
Yeah.
she is. Give her a
the
call every
hell?
once in a while.
I guess I'll call her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleazy Chan. Okay. We head out to the boat, I guess.
Yeah.
So you guys are taking the Callista, as you called your boat. I should have changed that on the thing. I'll do it next time. I love that name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you are going to NAVFAC to meet with the detective inspector?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we do a scene where you guys sort of talk about your suspicions, and we'll get into that
Sure.
next episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
first
this
of-
confirms our suspicions definitely of being pawns in a larger game here.
Yes.
What suspicions? Uncle Grigor
Oh,
also here.
hey, Uncle.
Yes, I'm violating boats. Okay,
Yeah,
just wanted to say hi.
Yeah.
I'm also in the episode. Bye. So I'll be right here. I've got
Bye.
nothing to add to this, but
Uncle Grigor, we call it chapters. So, call them chapters.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, the thing that I'm almost positive about is that that is not Jerica in that hospital.
No.
That is a Callista-like clone, that they've replaced for Jerica.
Why would they? Who's they and why would they take Jerica?
Petrochem or Biotechnica might have put her there. Why would they take her? She might have dug up something, She might have gotten
On the net?
too deep in the net and found a... Titus is laughing because I put my pencil to my head.
Well, that's where your interface parts are. Yeah.
Too deep in the net and found out something that she shouldn't have known, or she might be the person that they're talking about who is able to dream of this stuff,
Predictions.
or she's dead or something. And this is they're talking about Jerica, the the person in the hospital who is not Jerica, clone Jerica,
Okay.
and how she's the one predicting things. She doesn't dream.
The only thing I'm really worried about is what are we gonna do about this? Do we have agency over what we're trying to do?
No.
So like,
We have agency over selling meat.
do we feel okay? But do we barely that? Do we feel okay with going through with Zygoptera's plans for us? Because we basically are doing the very thing that they want us to do.
At this point, we have no other options to try and figure out what's going on other than to kind of
We do
stumble
wanna
in
help
ass
people,
first and
right? And if helping people means doing it through this weird roundabout way where we're working for Zygoptera, how do we feel about that?
I mean, I'd rather not be working for Zygoptera, but
They
they
foot our bills right now.
Yeah, and until we can figure out what their motives are, and until we can kind of get out from under their, I guess,
Control?
thumbs or control, we're kind of stuck in this situation. But I think at this point we kind of need to kick up some dirt. That's not
over
the
some
same.
stones,
Kick
you
over
mean?
some stones.
Yeah.
Shake a few trees,
Trees?
see what falls out. And,
Okay.
yeah.
And then I guess just really quickly, as you see NavFac, coming up on the horizon, and I should say that it is about 11 a.m. now. So 11 hours, no, 13 hours, no, whatever it is, until midnight.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's your plan for talking to the detective inspector? Because you guys are about to approach that, and we will start that up next episode, or next chapter.
Our
Just-
plan.
We need to ask them more details about the case and what they noticed at the crime scene first of all.
Yeah.
Um,
Do we just say, hey, it's DP? Hey, it's Barb? Our
Like
usual
we always
shtick?
do.
And not try and go by any other names?
What?
There
I-
is also no crime scene anymore, right?
Right, anymore, yeah. But we need to know what they reported, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, maybe not tell them everything that we're involved in like we did last time. Maybe just leave the Daughters of the Storm out of it and
Yes.
Zygoptera and all that
Not going to
shit.
say anything
You
about
didn't
Daughters of
mention
the Storm.
that to Sherman or anyone else, right?
No.
No. Okay, cool. So we'll pick that up next time on Dark Future Dice.
Okay, thank you everybody for tuning in to this chapter. And I want to thank our Telesorian Games, the makers of not Dark Future Dice, the makers of Cyberpunk
Cyberpunk.
2020, the role-playing game that we're playing right now. I want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed on our YouTube channel. You can go over there and check out the Roll20 streams that we will be putting out after
Footage, yeah.
the edited version of the podcast.
About a week after.
Yeah, a week after. And we want to also thank...
I wanted to say a special thank you to Max Fairlim, who I named Dr. Fairlim after.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's where I knew that name.
A special thanks to Dennis Higgins, who November Higgins is named after. And I'm going to be trying to add in, some of the people that have been mentioning us on Twitter or been supportive in different ways, and making them a part of the game through the use of NPCs. So there's lots of NPCs still available, and if you haven't heard your name yet and you know that you're a big supporter, I probably know about you, and I'm probably got something planned for it, so don't even worry. But yeah, we really appreciate everyone, helping to spread the word about our little podcast.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter at Rocket Adrift, and tweet at us. I think we should also get a hashtag started or something. Hashtag Dark Future Dice.
Well, we'll find one, and then we'll let you know what it is.
Yeah, maybe it's already that's already taken or something. Yeah. Don't use that yet. We'll figure it out. And if you want to help out as well, you can go over and review us on any of your podcast apps. That always helps.
It's also just it's super motivational to us to read those cool reviews. So we love them.
All right, so that's it. We'll see you next week. Not next week.
In
next
2 weeks.
episode in 2
Yeah.
weeks
Yeah.
for another chapter.
Thanks,
Thanks.
everyone.
Bye.